He's averaging 22 yards on just 3 returns, his longest in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. And away we go tonight from Raleigh. There'll be no return. And so Mack Brown's offense in the capable hands of the legacy at quarterback. Here's Drake Maye, Tim.
He's such a good player. He sees things well. He's competitive. He's got a tremendous arm. He's got ability to create offense. He's dangerous as a runner. I mean, there's a lot that he does well, but he is up against a really good defense tonight, Wes, and the team that's played well against him in the past on that side of the ball.
Maye a year ago had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 233 yards in the double overtime loss, and Hampton on first down cannot find room. And C.J. Clark, along with Aiden White from the secondary, takes Hampton down for a loss of 1.
Yeah, and Carolina runs right into a blitz. You see the pressure coming that way, and that's part of the reason that Jalen Scott is right there for the big collision as well. Pretty good start for Tony Gibson's defense.
Tar Heels put 3 in the boundary. Maye to throw for the first time tonight. Pumps, now wants to step up. He'll be tackled at the 27. A flag down. Savion Jackson was able to track him down. Adam Savoy is our referee tonight.
Holding. Offense, number 65. Penalty is declined. It's 3rd down.
Take a look at this. Drake Maye, he's going to have a receiver fall here, and then Copenhaver, who I believe is there, he has both guys fall down. First, J.J. Jones slips, then Copenhaver slips. I saw guys losing their footing in warm-ups. It hasn't rained, but might be a factor tonight.
Carolina on 3rd down. First in the ACC, 9th nationally at nearly 50%. 3rd and long. Maye, a long throw, and it's offline. Copenhaver underneath. Walker was on the deep run, and the Tar Heels go 3 and out on the opening possession.
So basically they're running a go outside, and they're running an outbreaking route by Copenhaver. You see the inside release by Tez Walker. That draws the attention of the corner outside Aiden White. You see Tez Walker thinking, hey, maybe throw that one up to me. But I think by taking the inside release, it clouded the picture for Drake Maye.
Jalen Coit averages just 12 yards a return. NC State 4th in the ACC when it comes to punt returns this season. And this is Tom McGinnis to punt it away for the Tar Heels. Coit at the 30. Scoots to the far side. He'll get 10, maybe 11 on the return as he goes out of bounds near the Carolina 40 or the NC State 41-yard line. And when you talk about NC State's QB summary, we start with Brennan Armstrong, Tim.
Well, we start with Brennan Armstrong, but he kind of turned over the ball too much. Not kind of. He turned the ball over too much, which made them turn to M.J. Morris, who went 3-1 as a starter. But then M.J. Morris ended his season, and it went back to Brennan Armstrong, who I think has handled the situation about as good as you could possibly handle it. And I think because of that, the team is rallying around number 5 being back at quarterback.
Armstrong on first down with Raphael in the backfield, and he's going to slip it here to the near side. And here is the young freshman, Concepcion, shoved out of bounds by Chapman, and a flag has been thrown on Don Chapman's tackle of KC Concepcion.
The officials are talking it over, Wes, but late flag, but clearly for a late hit out of bounds.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 2. 15-yard penalty, and an automatic. First down.
Tim, we've all seen rivalry games since Thursday that get it heated pretty quick. Adam Savoy and I think his crew, they want to keep the volume turned down as much as possible.
It's exactly what I was thinking. And there's some jawing going on right now with Desmond Evans and the offensive line for NC State. And I would just say part of it is just keeping your poise early in the game. I would not be surprised if that's the note that Mack Brown is writing down right now. Just don't hurt your team. You already had a holding penalty. Now you get a personnel foul penalty, just giving away yardage.
Lassane and Collins, the wide receivers here. Here's Armstrong on the move. Shoots it for Concepcion. Inside the Tar Heel 25 and a Wolfpack first down at the 22. Well, they've had 2 snaps and number 10's touched it twice.
Well, he's who they want to get the football to. They bring him across in motion. He runs to the flat and then turns up. Just a bit of a wheel route and then good touch on the football by Brennan Armstrong, who delivers the throw on the move.
23-yard throw to Concepcion. And 2 minutes in, NC State's just outside the red zone. And Armstrong now checks to the left, and Concepcion is the quarterback with the inverted wishbone. And here he goes on the keeper to the right side, and wrapped up and dropped at the 18. It'll be a gain of 4 on the first down snap. Tackle made by the Tar Heel leader in tackles with better than 100, Cedric Gray.
Just look at the uniqueness of the formation. They're going to challenge you. Concepcion under center. Brennan Armstrong kind of in the shotgun. He motions out. All of the pre-snap chaos, what it's designed to do, not necessarily confuse the defense for North Carolina, but basically prevent them from being able to double KC Concepcion.
Robert Anai, he's got his catalog ready. Concepcion comes out. Armstrong's back in the game, and so is Kendrick Raphael with him in the backfield. And here is the give to Raphael. And he'll plow forward for just a couple into the arms of Cedric Gray. So Carolina defensively has had some struggles, but tonight the struggle may be a little harder because Elijah Huzzie, who is their premier playmaker in the secondary, Tim, is out. An ankle injury last week has put DJ Jones, a converted running back, who started out playing very well, kind of in relief of Huzzie, on the point again after 70 snaps last week after the Huzzie injury at Clemson.
Look, Huzzie he's been a great corner for them. He's played inside well, he's played outside well, he plays the ball well, and he would be the guy that would be challenged with marking Concepcion. He's not available.
Here's Armstrong, follows DeMarcus Jones into the line, and Carolina stands up Brennan Armstrong for little to no gain on the play. And Braden Norvison is going to trot out here because NC State's chance for a score will have to come on the foot of Narveson. You see the 4th and 6 or less. ESPN Analytics says this is a go, but Dave Doeren wants to take Narveson's field goal opportunity here.
I think part of it, rivalry game, getting the first points on the board, especially after getting to 3 and out, probably where Dave Doeren's head is.
33-yard try. And the kick is away from Narveson, and it is good. So Narveson and NC State jump to an early 3-0 lead in Raleigh. With 8-3 records and full heat back in this rivalry. NC State's won 2 straight, 5 of the last 7. But they have split the last 12 meetings in Raleigh. Chapman at the goal line. Here comes the rookie. And he got hit at the 15 and no more. Wolfpack pursued it. Jalen Parker. Great cover on the first 2 Carolina kicks.
Been great, and for Carolina here, you need to pick up a first down. You know, one of the challenges with this offense is that, you know, you get 3 and outs, and all of a sudden your defense, which has certainly been challenged this year, feels like they're on the football field a lot.
Here's Maye, hands to Omarion Hampton, who breaks free. Hampton out to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 19 before Devin Boykin makes the stop for the Wolfpack.
And this is a great sign for Carolina because it's running through tackles for Hampton. He's able to break the tackle from Devin Betty.
And another one here for Hampton. Wolfpack there this time, though. And Peyton Wilson, you see 11 in the red. There's the guy from Hillsborough Orange who originally committed to Carolina, Tim, and then when signing day approached, flipped to the Wolfpack.
It adds to the rivalry, don't you think?
Absolutely. Maye to his left, pressure coming, back across his body and incomplete. First look at Taz Walker. It was Jalen Scott flushing Drake Maye to his left.
And really, he's got Tez Walker wide open, but because of the pressure, just on a full dead sprint. You see Jalen Scott, who you see the pressure kind of prevents Drake from getting kind of situated to hit the over route, moving to his left. Now they find themselves in a 3rd and really long.
Yep, State just 5 in the box here. Maye with the play clock at 10 now with hand signals to the perimeter. And the ball got snapped from Gaynor. Flag is thrown, and NC State swarms Maye at the 28. Some sort of miscommunication with Corey Gaynor, it looked like.
Well, Drake was audibling, and what happened when he checked, Tony Gibson's defense says, we're going to check.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 18, 5-yard penalty, it's 3rd down.
So after the fire drill on the snap, it only cost Carolina 5. Nesbitt was the guilty party, but Maye was trying to find something, and you mentioned Tony Gibson's team changing.
Well, so you get into these you check, we check situations where, hey, if you're audibling by looking at us, and getting up and going fast, well, we're going to check out of the look we're giving you. That's what NC State did. And I think it just kind of was hard for Carolina to hold their water during that.
Wolfpack only rushed 3. Maye slipped as he reached the back of the drop. Now will tuck and run, and then fumbled the ball. It popped out, and NC State has recovered. Devin Boykin and Peyton Wilson collided on the hit. And a plus territory possession for the Wolfpack, who lead 3-0.
Dave Doeren's got to be thrilled with the start from his football team's quarterback draw, something Carolina does a lot of in these 3rd and long situations, and that ball's out. And also go back to the beginning of that play, Wes. It was Drake slipping as he was trying to climb up. I don't know if it's the spikes that the guys have chosen to wear tonight, but we've seen a number of Carolina players lose their footing. Happened at the beginning of that play, and then it ends with them losing the football. Certainly not the start Mac Brown was looking for out of his football team. Somebody needs to calm them down.
Ball at the 47, plus territory on the 5th fumble of the year by Carolina. 18th turnover. Or 12th turnover, beg your pardon. Here's Armstrong to his left. He's going to tuck and run. He sidesteps Eccles. Out of bounds for a couple of yards here. It'll be 2nd down. And Brennan Armstrong, of course, who makes his 3rd consecutive start. It's his 38th collegiate start tonight out of Shelby, Ohio. And, of course, at Virginia, played Carolina in his career. But you see the 3 passing scores and the 3 rushing scores in the last 2 wins for the Wolfpack. 2nd down and 9. And inside, they fire ahead, and that's Concepcion for about 3. And all of a sudden, 3rd and medium plus maybe for the Wolfpack.
And the thing with Armstrong is, Wes, just to kind of finish up on the last few weeks for him, there's some growing pains for him. Comes to a new team. He's running an offense he's familiar with, but just some growing pains. He turned the football over. I think that forced Dave Doeren's hand. As you see, definitely some pushing and shoving at the end of this. But I think Brennan may be a little bit more comfortable with the guys around him, making better decisions with the football, which I think has certainly helped the offense and helped the team's success.
3rd and a half dozen. Armstrong, quick throw. Here on the near side, it's Porter Rooks. Inside the 20. Rooks' 12th catch of the year.
Look, I'm going to sound like a broken record on this. Just look at the defender lose his footing. I mean, it's Carolina players that are on the ground. And it's Porter Rooks wide open because of it, and they pick up the 1st down. I mean, Wes, by my count, that's 5 guys in critical moments that have been on the ground.
Wolfpack go heavy here. They bring in a converted defensive player, Isaiah Shirley. He'll move back to the right side, and they draw DeMarcus Jones into the backfield with Armstrong. Here is Jones. Or beg your pardon, it's Raphael 20, not 28 Jones, and he'll reach a 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for NC State. So Kendrick Raphael, who had the 31-yard touchdown run against Miami to break that game open for the Wolfpack, puts NC State first and goal inside Carolina's 10.
Well, I do think some of the issues at running back could present itself, down in tight. It's really not the area that would be a problem for them. Delbert Mims has been their short yardage and goal line back pretty much all season long.
They got Mims and a converted linebacker in Jordan Poole, and this is Delbert Mims. And maybe a yard to the 7, but not much more. Power Eccles was the first guy in the white jersey. NC State in the red zone is 9th in the ACC, 24 touchdowns in 36 possessions, only 12 in 19 possessions in conference play. But inside the 10-yard line, they've got 19 scores in 20 trips. There's 3 to the right, and now Concepcion by himself to the left. Armstrong looks that way, back across the middle, and overthrows Penix. Oh, boy. Stick lane was in the throwing lane, but that ball was dead on Trent Penix.
It was, and I think just maybe a little more touch to drop it in over Stick lane's head. It's a pretty good ball. You got to bring that one in. Listen, back end line throws, you want them face mask or higher. That's what that is. I think Penix realizes it. Good creative play call by Robert and I. Kind of the window dressing to Concepcion, make it look like they're going that way, and Penix was wide open.
Snap again. Here's Armstrong looking. Now bails the pocket. Flag is thrown. Here's Armstrong buying time. Now he's going to sneak back at the 5 and dive for the touchdown. We'll see if this stands.
I think it's coming back on a hold. It's still a tremendous effort by Brennan Armstrong.
Holding. Offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty. It's third down.
Jacarius Peak, redshirt freshman, Valdosta, Georgia, at right tackle.
It's just so tricky for offensive linemen when the quarterback is moving around. Right side of your screen. He just finishes him off, and to be honest with you, as tight as they were, I think just seeing some jersey get pulled is probably what cost him.
So now 3rd and goal back at the 18.
And I think here for Brennan Armstrong, learn a lesson from earlier in the season. 3rd and forever, can't be too aggressive.
And now we got Carolina running players on. NC State, some early movement.
Delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Dave Doeren wants a what for?
Well, Dave Doeren's wondering what's going on. We got us for a delay of game, he's probably saying. And Carolina is literally running a player onto the field, starting on the offensive side of the ball. But officials deemed that the play clock had expired.
So Raphael drops in with Armstrong. Here's Brennan from the pocket again. Tried to shoot it into traffic, and I think Raphael was the intended target. And fortunate that it just hits the ground incomplete. He threw it into a group that had maybe 1 or 2 NC State guys and maybe 3 or 4 Carolina guys.
And that's a little bit what I was saying. It was plays like that I think got Brennan Armstrong in trouble earlier in the season. Just, a little careless with the ball. Some of them happening in the red zone, and so kind of knowing the situation, knowing you're in field goal range, being careful with it's probably the better play.
41-yard try for Narveson. Hit earlier from 32.5. Kick is away, and it is good. So NC State, a couple red zone tries, both. And that tells you about 2 things. 1, who Peyton Wilson is, and number 2, how much Brennan Armstrong's impact has been felt on this team before the run here at the tail end, Tim.
I think it says a lot about Peyton Wilson that he would have the courage to stand up and say that. And, I think that Peyton Wilson, who's beloved by this fan base, he gravitates towards guys like Brennan Armstrong because of his toughness and competitiveness. And as we look at it now, really two of the best leaders on this football team.
Taylor?
Yeah, you guys speak of the maturity you saw from Peyton Wilson there. It wasn't always necessarily like that. In fact, when he first got here, he admitted he was 17 years old. Now he's 23. I was a boy. I've grown into a man. This is what I talked to him about his defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, and their relationship. He says, Gibby never left my side through all of the growth. He coaches me just like I was that 17-year-old, and now you're seeing that 23-year-old man succeed.
And it is fantastic what he does playing football. Maye on first down threw a rocket by Walker, and now a flag comes in. It'll be pass interference on Aiden White. First time we've seen Tez Walker in the open field.
Pass interference, defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's interesting here. You're going to get Tez Walker in one-on-one coverage. He's just running a glance, kind of a deeper slant. That contact is what draws the flag, and it's pretty tightly called.
Third penalty on State, 30 yards. Trying to get it to Walker again. That ball is fumbled after a hit from Robert Kennedy on the Tar Heel wide receiver. There was a scramble at the near sideline, but I don't believe Devin Boykin was able to recover it in the challenge with Shaheem Battle. Flag down. Here's Adam Savoie again.
Illegal shift, offense, number 8 and 9 were moving and never reset prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
We've had 2 snaps in this third Carolina possession and 2 penalties.
Here's what happens, and I know Drake has fumbled. Drake needs to basically calm his group down. I mean, just between holding penalties, between illegal shifts, I think there's a bit of frustration early in this football game, and somebody needs to calm the storm for Carolina.
Carolina's got 37 yards of offense and 25 yards of penalties in their third possession. Little delay, and Hampton trying to find some room, and there's Wilson with the hit. Back toward the first down mark at the 40. Robert Kennedy helped Peyton Wilson.
The trick with, facing Tony Gibson's defense, not only have great players like Peyton Wilson on that side of the ball, but you just never know what you're going to get. You could get an all-out blitz on first down. You could get drop 8. And so it's just tough to get a beat on them defensively.
Maye loads, throws, and it looked like Walker went down before the ball arrived. White was there in coverage again for the Wolfpack.
He did. Tez Walker's going to be open. He's running a bit of a comeback to the top of the screen. Just watch him at the top of the route. Slips and goes down. They can't keep their footing.
Drake Maye's 0 for 3. Carolina's 0 for 2 on third down. This is 3rd and 11. Pack only brings 3. Maye trying to find the crease. Will get to the 45. Took a hit from Scott. He'll be 5 shy of the first down. Carolina misses again on third down. That's a 3 and out when you throw away the penalties.
And the penalties, I think, of what are probably driving Mac Brown crazy right now, because getting off schedule against a very good defense makes it a nearly impossible task, no matter how good your quarterback is.
So Tom McGinnis will punt it away to Coit. And a fair catch asked for and made just beyond the 15. Late first period, couple of Wolfpack field goals. Did more by this than the Wolfpack have.
Well, this is the quarterback draw. He slipped, Drake did, and then he fumbled, and then Tez was running a comeback. He slipped and fell. We've seen defenders slip and fall. I mean, it's been a factor in this football game so far for the Tar Heels.
Jordan Poole into the ball game. And boy, what a big lick that was on the run by Raphael. Taylor?
Over here on the NC State sideline, I talked to Terry, the equipment manager for the Wolfpack. I asked him, has anyone asked to change their cleats? Do they feel like they're slipping? He says no one's asked, and he said with some positivity, and nobody will either, guys.
They better find a way to stay on their feet.
Yeah. I would say the Wolfpack's backup pair is a lot closer than Carolina's might be at this point, too. But who knows? Concepcion in motion. By the way, Amari Campbell, young freshman from Manassas, Virginia, dropped a hammer on that run by Raphael. And here's a direct snap. Concepcion trying to turn the corner. He'll get to the 35. It'll be a first down for NC State. The young man from Charlotte has got a gear about him, Tim.
Well, and this is just an inside ISO play. And it's, again, Amari Campbell trying to blow it up. And then because of that, Concepcion just bounces it to the outside, and his speed is too much.
Yep. 19 yards and a first down to the 37. First two possessions for the Wolfpack ended with Narveson field goals for this 6-0 lead. Play fake to Mims. Armstrong in trouble. Trying to run away, and will throw it toward the Carolina bench, incomplete. Campbell again along with Gray.
And this time I think the turf gets Concepcion. Trying to break inside, and he goes down.
There you go.
You know, Wes, you and I are down there before the game on the field, and seemed fine.
Yep.
Somewhat surprised, not somewhat, surprised that it's become this much of a factor in the football game.
I would agree. Here's Armstrong to keep on the fake to Mims. And Brennan will step out of bounds, but I think he's short. So it'll be 3rd and 1, shoved out by Chapman, the transfer from Virginia Tech.
Kind of a surprising play by Armstrong, somebody who's usually so physical finishing runs that he kind of took himself out of bounds shy of the first down.
So they're going to keep Poole in the game, who moved over from linebacker in the bye week. Another toy in Robert Anaya's chest offensively. And Mims with Armstrong. They're going to hand to Mims, and he will get the first down on 3rd and short to the 48. Cedric Gray, the tackle for Carolina, with 90 seconds to go. It's always interesting. Robert Anaya, you know, at Syracuse, who's he going to make like the guy he had at Virginia? Comes to NC State, well, who's he going to make like a Rondé Gadsden or Keaton Thompson or Billy Kemp, or take your pick? Well, and it takes about half the year, and when he settles in, you got a converted linebacker and Jordan Poole playing running back. You got Concepcion touching the ball every imaginable way. And now you got a defensive end wearing 88 playing like John Mackey.
Yeah. He does a good job of identifying his talent.
Here's a perimeter throw, and the catch is made, and that's Anthony Smith picking up the first down. He's now had a catch in each of the last 5 games, the redshirt junior has for Dave Doeren.
And Robert and I will talk about, we're looking for guys to step up in the passing game, and Anthony Smith is a guy that they have started to give opportunity to, and you'll get more opportunity if you take a wide receiver go screen and pick up a first down.
Yep. So Anthony Smith, 13th career catch. He has 3 touchdowns to his credit. And now Concepcion is a running back. They're going to toss it to him on the boundary side. Now here comes the reroute, and he can't keep his feet. Heck of a play. Bo Atkinson, who played his high school football at Leesville Road here in Raleigh, makes the play for Carolina, and if he doesn't get him, Tim, I don't know who does.
That's great strain and effort by the Carolina defense, because it initially gets blown up. It's a bit of a toss sweep to the top, and they do a good job of getting it, and then Atkinson with great help.
He's got the ball to start quarter 2 here at Carter Finley tonight. Armstrong shoots it inside, and Raphael makes the catch and got hit by Campbell. Mark Campbell's a guy they're excited about. Power Echols is off the field. I don't know if he was shaken up or not. We may have to see if Taylor can find out anything there. Gray is on the field, and so is Kamen Rucker. But Campbell has come in for Echols here, Tim, in this series.
And I think part of it is just playing too many snaps of their linebackers inside in an effort to get Campbell on the field. And he started to play more really since the Georgia Tech game.
Yep. Third and the full 10. Armstrong wants to take the shot. Does. Caught. 25-yard line, Rosner. The transfer from Rice in his 38th college game picks up a huge third down conversion, 19 yards.
Great job of Brennan Armstrong. Starts to his left, works his way all the way back to his right, and then just delivers a strike. As you see, kind of the stumble coming out of the break by Rosner, but that ball right between the 8 and the 0.
Rosner, the third leading receiver on this NC State team coming in. That's his 17th catch of the year. He's got a couple of touchdowns. And now the Wolfpack working toward the red zone again. Concepcion in the backfield with Armstrong. Here's a little reverse. Keon Lassane with a block in front from Penix. And he will dive toward the 11. It'll be enough for another NC State first down. 11-yard run for Keon Lassane.
And this is some of the stuff that Robert and I will do to you. You get this bunch look over here. You fake, but then you have the end around, and then you have all these guys blocking out in front because of that misdirection. And, you know, you get the ball into the hands of one of your fastest players in Keon Lassane. I think Robert and I, as Brennan Armstrong has come back into the lineup, has been able to get to more stuff because of his comfortability with the offense.
All right, ruling on the field is a first down.
All right, very good. By the way, the Penix pirouette was lovely. I thought to become the lead blocker, and look at NC State holding on to the football. Dave Doeren told us we need to possess the ball Saturday night. Delbert Mims in the backfield with Armstrong. To the end zone. Caught. KC Concepcion.
We said it. 10 is who they want to get the football to. It was an RPO. It's a run-pass option, and because of the way Carolina responded to the run action, it's just an inside slant by Concepcion, and a really nice job of Brennan Armstrong of being quick with his hands and throwing an accurate ball.
Point after by Narveson. 2 minutes gone in quarter two.
Basically see the run action here. You see the linebacker step up, and then the quickness of the hands of Armstrong to get it.
SEC Network and always available on the ESPN app.
You're complaining about it being cold. I mean, like me and EJ are unaffected by the temperature.
You and EJ?
Yeah, we're sleeveless guys.
NC State, 23 plays, 151 yards. There'll be no return. Will Hardy will ask for the fair catch. And time for our New York Life Drive recap. Tim?
Well, listen, Brennan Armstrong, who start of his year wasn't great. He's been great on this drive. Good accurate throw on the in cut to Rosner. Good creative play call by Robert and I. And then just an absolute laser to KC Concepcion for the score. And look, when you look at the Wolfpack offensively, they've wanted to get the ball to Concepcion. They've been able to do that. And then Brennan Armstrong has continued to make good decisions. They've got to feel great about their start.
Meanwhile, Drake Maye and Carolina trying to find their footing. And here's Copenhaver, the tight end. Devin Boykin will shove him out of bounds after a couple of yards. First completion of the night in 4 throws by Drake Maye.
You know, an interesting play here where, you know, I think he originally was trying to get rid of the ball right away, had to hold on to it and takes a hit because of it. There's been a lot of pressure on him early.
British Brooks is coming the ball game now with Maye. 2 years ago in this game, in this stadium, he ran for 100 yards, and Carolina commits an error on the procedure call here. Copenhaver and Spencer Rolland at the right side.
False start. Offense, number 75.
Rolland.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Transfer from Harvard and Burnsville, Minnesota.
between
Carolina's fourth penalty.
Yeah, but I was going to say, between the slipping and the penalties, been a tough start.
Yep. 13-0, the Wolfpack in front. Snap to Maye, not sure he was ready for it. Eludes one guy. Now will cut it loose in the neighborhood of Tez Walker or J.J. Jones. Savion Jackson was pounding Drake Maye in the process.
Wes, that's a great pickup by you. He's not ready for this football. It's the second time that it's happened. What's interesting is they're away from the student section. Now, they are towards the band, but I think communication, just even getting the snap tonight's been a bit of an issue.
Carolina 0 for 3 on third down. Third and a dozen here. Maye shoots it down the field over the head of Walker, incomplete. Tez tried to make a leaping grab of it at the 41, but could not flag it down, and the Tar Heels are done in 3 snaps. Third 3 and out in 4 drives in this first half for Carolina.
And again, it's the penalties that get them off schedule, and I think Drake's got a chance to pick this one up here. Ball's obviously a little high, but it also goes right through the hands of his best wide receiver, and it would have picked up the first down.
Coit will wait on McGinnis's punt here. Hangs it here to the near side, and a running catch by Jalen Coit at the 45-yard line. And that'll get us to a break near midfield for the Wolfpack, who lead 13-0. Well, Tar Heels lead the series 68-38, and there have been 6 ties. They played twice in an 8-day span in October of 1894. Carolina won the first one in Chapel Hill and the second one 8 days later in Raleigh, 16-0. But State has dominated, winning 2 straight and 5 of the last 7 headed into tonight. Armstrong rips it to Concepcion, fights through the traffic, turns the corner, keeps his feet at the 20, and Biggers finally gets him on the ground at the 11. Another big play by the Wolfpack in this opening half.
Yeah, and Gene Chizik may have to make an adjustment in terms of how they're defending KC Concepcion. Basically, you got inside leverage on an in-breaking route, but Will Hardy, even with the leverage, just gets spun around.
43 yards, Tim. They average 3.5 plays a game of 20 or more. They've now got 5 in this first half to the Wolfpack.
And 10's been a problem for Carolina.
And we've got a timeout asked for and taken. Almost
Timeout.
4 minutes into the
North
second
Carolina
quarter
State.
in Raleigh.
They're first. 30 seconds.
Welcome back to Raleigh. After that last NC State touchdown, I watched co-defensive coordinator Charlton Warren on the sideline with his defense, and he was saying to them, for whatever reason, we're not in sync. He looked at DJ Jones, who was in tonight for the injured Eliza Huzzy, and he told him to calm down. Then after a long teaching lesson, he then finished with the message, take a breath, do your job. And after that big play to KC Concepcion, I know he probably relayed that message once again in that huddle, guys.
Taylor, thanks. Concepcion is okay. There's Chiz up top here tonight. Charlton Warren on the field with Tommy Thigpen. NC State and Armstrong to his left shoots it again for the freshman who cannot hang on inside the 5. And it looked like Don Chapman was there in coverage. Concepcion, as we went to the break a moment ago, was kind of motioning something with his eyes to the NC State bench, but appeared okay, and obviously was. He was on the field for the snap.
Back in, and once again, Robert and I putting him in a quad set at the top of the screen, then shifting, and then bringing him across the formation and try to get him the football, probably just in anticipation that Gene Chizik is going to do something to put more eyeballs on KC Concepcion.
That's Raphael going to the boundary at the right. Here's Armstrong. Pocket collapses. Here he goes straight ahead. He'll slide inside the 5. They're going to call it the 6. It'll be third down and about 4 from there, I think, Tim, on the 6-yard run.
And I think that just seeing a couple runs tonight, this being one of them, it's a great play call. It's quarterback draw. There's no one there. He puts himself down, and I think that between the way he did not finish a run earlier and that right there, I know Brennan Armstrong is a little banged up coming into this football game.
Yeah, good point. Well, remember last week at the tail end at Virginia Tech, he took a big lick in Blacksburg.
And I would say, he typically runs like a fullback, Wes.
Yeah.
And so that's been somewhat surprising and certainly something to keep an eye on.
Yep. There was a question among the Wolfpack faithful this week for sure. And now a timeout will be taken by Dave Doeren. So while the Wolfpack and Tar Heels talk it over at their respective bench, don't forget college hoops right around the family of networks for the ACC-SEC Challenge. After 20-odd years of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, looking forward to seeing what the ACC-SEC Challenge looks like this year. Here in Raleigh, out of the Wolfpack timeout, here goes the Robert and I toy box again. Carolina's got to try and get lined up here. Concepcion in motion, slipped. Here's Armstrong to the freshman, touchdown.
You see, it's a unique formation. You get the offensive line split out to the right. And so now there's some confusion just talking it through. Look at Travis Shaw, who's up at the top. He falls down, I think, trying to say, hey, essentially get the game to stop for an injury. But by that point, it was too late. Carolina had snapped the football.
Narvison's point is good. Well, the battery of Armstrong and Concepcion in the span of about 3 minutes has put 2 touchdowns on the board, and NC State is well in front with 10 minutes to play in the first half at 20-0.
Well, Concepcion, he nearly loses his footing, but it's Brennan Armstrong being able to get all of that organized and then get the ball snapped before Travis Shaw could go down to get the officials to stop the game for an injury. And let's say this, Robert and I deserves a ton of credit for how he has designed a plan tonight to get that young fella the football as much as possible.
Well,
it's been remarkable.
And it adds to a trend where NC State had scored 35% of its points in the second quarter this year. And now they have outscored opponents 113-58 in the second quarter. And this particular night, it's 2 touchdown passes from Armstrong to KC Concepcion. And I know the ballots are due tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock for the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tim. It's going to be hard not to write number 10's name down there. To me, and Will Hardy just got blasted on the kick return. Wow. So the Wolfpack forces the Tar Heels to start right around their 10, Taylor.
Yeah, guys, KC Concepcion, as you mentioned, has had an incredible season. Came into tonight in FBS top 5 for receptions, yards, and touchdowns for all of freshmen. I asked him, did you know the last player who won ACC Rookie of the Year? Because there's potential for that. He didn't know, and by the way, it was Russell Wilson back in 2008. He said, you know what's crazy? He's my favorite quarterback, always has been since his Seahawks days. I asked KC what it would mean to him to win. He said, for my family to win it, it would be everything because this is what I've been working so hard for my entire life.
Wow. What? He's got my vote. I'll tell you that much, because he's been remarkable.
I mean, he's a freshman wide receiver that's playing in the backfield, running between the tackles. I mean, he's been incredible.
Hampton got a yard. Maye going to hand it to Omarion again, and Carolina just going to ground here. They picked up about 3 in 2 carries. Devon Betty the stop. Hampton has 27 yards. He comes in averaging almost 129 a game. He was tied with Ollie Gordon of Oklahoma State when the weekend started for tops in the nation at 1,414 yards. Carolina 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Maye shoots it to Walker, offline, incomplete, and took a shot from Aiden White.
How about this Wolfpack defense? Because they are flying around. They're winning on early downs. They are forcing 3rd and longs, and Carolina's trying to get Tez Walker on a little under route with a pick. You see, just run through traffic, but Aiden White does a great job of just going over the top of it, playing downhill. And then because the ball's thrown a little too far out in front by Drake Maye, it's another 3 and out.
Coy to wait on the punt from McGinnis. 4th 3 and out in 5 possessions for Carolina. Here's Coy at the 46, and Chapman tracks him down. Nice play by the young freshman. That brings us to tonight's edition of Food Lions Food for Thought. And Tim, Drake Maye is 1 for 7 for 3 yards.
Well, we knew that he had his struggles against this defense, but tonight's been something else because he's already had a turnover. He's had a hard time finding completions. He's had a couple of plays where the ball gets snapped when he's not ready for it, and it's been a disaster for Carolina offensively.
First down, shot to Lassane off the arm of Armstrong. Right at about 17 yards, I think, or so for NC State on the play to the 39 of Carolina. And the Wolfpack right back at it on offense again. When you start looking at kind of what Dave Doeren said, we need to possess the ball. We need to stress the rules of Carolina's defense. We need to hit explosives. Check, check, and check. Toss in front. This is Concepcion trying to find a crease. Cannot. Got 2 yards on the. It is a pass statistically because Armstrong threw it in front. It's the easiest pass you quarterbacks ever make. And KC might have been shaken up on that play.
Well, you know, it's kind of remarkable that, you know, he's able to battle through these games. And we've done a number of their games, Wes, where he's touching the football a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one thing to play a bunch of snaps. It's another thing to touch the ball nearly every play.
Concepcion did go to his knees when he reached the bench area a moment ago. So Porter Rooks in motion there. And here's Armstrong looking to make a throw downfield. And it's caught. And Keon Lassane inside the 20, thrown back by Don Chapman.
It's a great throw by Brennan Armstrong. You know, don't forget, Brennan Armstrong had a period there at Virginia where he was throwing it all over the yard. This is not a guy that's not a good passer. He's been a very good passer in this league. And that was a beautiful throw there, up over Kamen Rucker's hands, but dropping it down to the receivers before the secondary can get into the area to make a play.
Concepcion to the medical tent. Armstrong's 11 of 15 for 185 and 2 scores. One more time. Crossing route. This is Porter Rooks. Tackled around the 10-yard line by DJ Jones. And Rooks with another catch in this first half. Here's another look at Concepcion. Cedric Gray, the tackle there with Bo Atkinson for Carolina.
And, you know, that's the play typically, you know, you get kind of AC joint separations, broken collarbones. It's when the weight of a defender going down on top of your body, right, you know, driving your shoulder into the ground.
See Mims now in the backfield with Armstrong. Second down. Armstrong toward the end zone, and that's batted away. Armani Chapman got a hand in on a ball for Keon Lassane.
And without Huzzy, Chapman probably is their next best corner. Made a lot of plays this year, kind of played his way into the lineup, and it doesn't have any help. Action very similar to the action on the touchdown, but it was a nice job of playing that one, getting his hand in there.
NC State, who came into the ball game, 8th in the ACC at 39% on third down. They're only 32% in the league. Is 4 for 6 tonight. Here's Armstrong on another third down try. Shoots it toward the end zone, but really throwing it just out of bounds. He had Rooks and Lassane kind of hanging out, and Power Eccles back on the field. was forcing Armstrong to the near side. And here's Narveson to see if he can add another point. We get a look at Concepcion, who's out of the medical tent, and I guess that's a good sign.
It's a great sign for NC State, and also a good sign to see Brennan Armstrong make a good decision, understanding the situation.
Here's Narveson now, right at 28 yards. And the kick is good. NC State adds another field goal.
Football. This has been an amazing effort by Tony Gibson's defense to shut down one of the more explosive offenses in all of college football.
Colin Smith will kick it away. Chapman, the freshman, Doc Chapman, and Will Hardy are deep, and Hardy will just signal for the fair catch. Carolina will get it at its 25, trailing now 23-0. Don't forget, next weekend is championship weekend. ACC Network has wall-to-wall coverage of the Cards and Seminoles from Charlotte. Friday, ACC Huddle at 3 p.m. Friday hours for the group. 4 o'clock ACC PM, Pack and Taylor in Uptown Charlotte. Saturday, 6 o'clock Huddle, 8 o'clock Championship Command Center broadcast. And at 11:30 ACC Huddle postgame, and Florida State leading Florida at Steve Spurrier Field at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium tonight in Gainesville. Maye and the Tar Heels from the pocket, loops it for Jones, who makes the catch. And Carolina's going to have their first snap in plus territory after the throw over the top of Bishop Fitzgerald to J.J. Jones.
And they needed a bunch combination. They run a corner route. Simple concept, and it's well read by Drake Maye, and good ball thrown.
And here is Jones again. J.J. Jones trying to put a little energy in the Tar Heel attack after the 30-yard catch, and Shaheem Battle slows him down for another 10-yard play.
And pace is definitely something that Carolina wants to get to.
Maye pumps, now wants to run with it and has some real estate. Out of bounds at the 20. That's another first down, about 15 yards there, Tim.
15 yards out. The challenge on quarterback runs, it's harder to go as fast when the quarterback sprints to the far sideline, but Carolina still trying to get to it.
And that time, Davin Vann just launched right on through between Corey Gaynor and Willie Lampkin, I think.
Offside. Defense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
If you're going to go all the way, right?
Well, don't give him a free play. Makes contact, and Drake was hoping for the free play.
Yep. So Vann comes to the sideline. Carolina on a 1st and 5. Play clock down to 8 for Maye. He's got Hampton with him. Walker to the bottom of the screen. Going left. Throws. End zone. Copenhaver caught it. Touchdown, Carolina. Best possession for Mack Brown's team by a long shot.
Well, for all the struggles that we saw Drake Maye have, that was a pretty impressive drive. Good throw on the corner route, the scramble, and then this is a ridiculous throw. He's trying to get Nesbitt in the flat. Doesn't like it. And moving to his left, that's a really difficult throw to Copenhaver. Kind of one he missed moving to his left to Tez Walker early in the football game. But that was a big-time throw.
4 plays, 75 yards in 123.
And Wes, that's the key. Scoring quickly after you've dug yourself into a huge hole.
And here's Burnett, another Raleigh product, to add the point. And Carolina's on the board. Tim, again, let's go back here, because there's some things that now you're seeing from him that are next level, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is absurd. There are not many guys that can do that there. Sprinting to your left, you're looking to get the flat. So now you got to get yourself organized to throw a guy breaking to the corner down the field. You see the arm strength and the accuracy. And here we go saying, hey, this guy's 1 of 7 for 3 yards. And he says, all right, how about I go 3 for 3 for 55 and a touchdown?
Yeah, Carolina's first 5 drives, they had under 50 yards of offense. 75 there in 4 snaps. And an important drive and an important score for Mac Brown's night.
For sure. I mean, it felt like this game was completely getting away from them, and they needed that.
So now, NC State, knowing they'll get the kick to start the second half, and Keon Lassane is deep here. And here's Lassane off the goal line. Out to the 20 and near the 25, where NC State's going to get started. Don't forget, Huddle is with us here live in Raleigh. They'll be along at the half, and don't forget, here's State off its 24, and I think the heat will be turned on at halftime. Chilly night in Raleigh. This is Raphael picking up right at about 5 on first down. I was talking to Tim Peeler, who is a historian of sorts with NC State athletics, in particular football. Said tonight had a chance to be the coldest game in the history of Carter Finley Stadium from a temperature standpoint.
Feels like it to me in the booth, not going to lie.
Because the window's up. Feel the game. Second down now for the Pack. 6 to a first down. See Mitchell, the tight end, in motion. Here's Armstrong. Pump fake, now going to sail it back near side, and Rosner reached for it. He's ruled out of bounds. Marcus Allen was there playing the corner for Carolina.
Desmond Evans, I think, got confused that he was near a quarterback, and I think this may be a catch, Wes. I think that it was kind of awkward because he really wasn't moving much.
Is under further review.
But that left toe is down. That ball is caught.
It's near the 48-yard line of NC State. Now remember, every play in the ACC is reviewed.
Yeah, and that, to me, I see grass kind of coming up. As long as he holds on to this football, which I believe he does. It's a really interesting look in the pocket. I think he catches that cleanly right away. And I think that his left toe remains on the ground.
Yep.
That's a catch. It's strange because Desmond Evans was in the backfield. I think he thought the ball was already thrown, and it was his back touching Brennan Armstrong as he made that throw to the sideline.
You can see a little bit of turf come up on the trail foot of Rosner.
And I would say this, Brennan Armstrong did not pass the ball well early in the season.
Right.
He just didn't. Missed throws. He turned it over. But I felt like that was a departure from really who he's been as a football player in the ACC.
And Dave Doeren told us something interesting, that when Armstrong came back as the starter, Tim, he told him, he said, Coach, I just have to play the game, not worry about winning the game.
Yeah. And
God, I mean, the foresight, number one, of Peyton Wilson in the clip we ran earlier. But Armstrong, to go through that, Tim, I mean, and look, you've been through it. You know, it's not easy.
It's not easy. And I think the way that Dave Doeren kind of loved on him during the process has helped get them to this point right here where they have a quarterback who was benched, who's now playing his best football of the season.
Adam Savoie.
After further review, the receiver caught the ball at the 48-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 at that spot.
So it will be a 1st and 10 on the Rosner catch. And now with 3:43 to go, and NC State looking at a potential double dip, a score going in and getting the ball to start the half. And the Pack offense is over 275 yards after the grab there here in the opening frame. Here's Lassane working off a block. And I think that was Penix who tried to help him across midfield with the hedge, and did. And Armstrong's 211 now, passing in 2 scores. Marcus Allen and Stick Lane shoved Lassane out of bounds.
And I think how you manage this situation, you talked about the double dip, Wes, but I think Dave Doeren, knowing how explosive this Carolina offense is, being smart about how you operate on this drive in terms of how much time is left in the half when Carolina gets the football back.
And a timeout here, I believe, was taken. So NC State will use a timeout. Just under 3 to go, and let's check in with Kelsey.
Wes and Tim, we'll see you at the half breaking down what's happening and all the
Speculation then on our part? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, good. So they're coming up at the half. Here's Brennan Armstrong making his 4th start tonight, 5th appearance against Carolina. 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns. Concepcion in motion, going to hand the ball. No, Armstrong's going to keep it. Oh, almost had it knocked away by Eccles. And he had to kind of grab it as Power Eccles tried to swipe it out of there.
Well, it came out. Look at this. I mean, Power Eccles gets his hands on it, and that thing is almost gone. That's a good job of Armstrong squeezing it and then regaining possession.
Power Eccles, who played at Chambers High School in Charlotte, which is where KC Concepcion also hails from in the Queen City.
And I think we're going to, potentially, I thought we would see somebody under center here with it being 3rd and less than a yard.
Yep. 3rd and short, and here's Mims. He's the short yardage back, and he got long yardage there. Delbert Mims out of Ben Davis High School in Indianapolis.
Well, they get good movement up front. It's an inside zone run play. They work some double teams here. Good cutback, and then just lower your pads if you're Delbert Mims there and finish the run, which is exactly what he does. It's an impressive conversion.
State 5 of 8 on 3rd downs now in this first half. Concepcion. Here's Armstrong. Little play fake. Tried to dump it down on the cross and Penix. And an incomplete pass will make it 2nd down. Taylor?
Delbert Mims might be one of my favorite recruiting stories. Dave Doeren told us. He said a few years ago on the recruiting trail, he was sitting in a hotel eating breakfast, saw a coach from Ohio University. They talked. Coach Doeren mentioned, hey, I'm looking for a running back. And the coach from Ohio said, hey, there's a guy in Indianapolis you should check out. Turns out it was Delbert Mims. He looked him up online, saw the video, ended up offering him. The rest is history. Here's Delbert Mims tonight, guys.
Got to be careful where you have breakfast. Here's Armstrong from the pocket again, able to step through and slide down. And they're going to measure to the 27. And Tim, to your point a moment ago, typically Brennan Armstrong would have dropped a shot.
Yeah, finishing the runs. And so I think he may be a little banged up. It's not affecting how he's playing. But now I think the clock becomes a bit of a story here for NC State if you can pick up the 1st down.
Around the corner, Raphael will pick up the 1st down. Dave Doeren, now as it balls up to about a minute to go.
Yeah, and you got to be careful if you're NC State because you've used your timeouts.
Yep.
So because you've used your timeouts, you've pretty much taken the run game out of it. And if you're Brennan Armstrong, you probably need to be working the sideline.
Armstrong throws, that's caught. That's Dakari Collins inside the 5. That's another 1st down. That will stop the clock.
And Marcus Allen, the defender, the defensive back on the play and coverage, he slips and falls as Collins pulls that reception in. Well, just simple hitch thrown outside, and Allen slips and falls.
Here's Armstrong. Tried to go to Concepcion, who had turned lane around. And so it now with 42 seconds will be 2nd and goal at the 4.
Okay, so now the run game is now back in the equation. You can run the football here on 2nd down with 42 seconds. Now, you're conceding probably at least 25 seconds if you do so, if you're tackled in play. Not the end of the world, because on 3rd down, you're probably throwing the football. You don't get it, you're kicking the field goal.
7 different guys have caught passes from Armstrong here in the first half. 2nd and goal. Pack to throw. Armstrong up in the pocket and gets to the 2, and down he goes. Now the clock with 31 seconds and moving.
But you're okay time-wise here. You don't need to be in any rush, nothing frantic. You have plenty of time. 20 seconds still left on the clock. Get set.
Here's a lob for Collins. And we got a flag on the play in the end zone, and we had a whistle before that because I think Mac Brown might have burned a timeout here.
So Carolina's trying to substitute. Mac Brown needed to burn a timeout so he didn't get caught with 12 men on the field.
Yep. And I think Carolina's going to get the timeout.
prior to the snap. Timeout. North Carolina, their first. 30 seconds.
So this is what Mack Brown sees. He sees he's got one of his defensive linemen trying to get off of the field. It looks like it's Desmond Evans. He's about at the 10-yard line now. Mack Brown runs down to the official. You see him at the very top of the screen calling the timeout, and it's a good decision by Mack Brown.
So, meanwhile, Robert and I can dive into his catalog here.
Well, and Wes, it's a great point, because part of what can happen, usually when you get these unique formations, one like we saw on the Concepcion touchdown earlier with the offensive linemen lined up outside by the numbers, those are typically long play calls. So, you know, play calls that you would like to discuss in the huddle to kind of remind everybody. That timeout allows you to make a call like that.
Can you run it here, Tim?
I would not, because 18 seconds is usually what you need on a Mayday field goal. That's too close for comfort for me.
Armstrong to throw. End zone shot, caught. Concepcion.
He's not in now, so you've got a Mayday field goal, and you got to fly to do it.
And here they go. State's got to get lined up. Play clock down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Snap. Narveson kick with 1. It's good. The fire drill works for the Wolfpack. You rarely get to see it, but NC State just executed it.
They executed it, and they executed it with a wide receiver still on the field. Porter Rooks, Wes, was lined up as a wide receiver to the top of the screen. It's a completion. Field goal was able to get the kickoff, but then that play needs to be reviewed. There's 12 men on the field. I think at that point, it needs to be addressed, not after halftime.
The kick by Boyd will go into the end zone, so NC State's going to start from its 25, Taylor.
Yeah, guys, Mack Brown absolutely not sugarcoating things coming out of halftime. He said that was maybe the worst half ever by a football team that I've coached in my career. He said, look, the second half, we have to completely start this thing over. We have to play better, and he put it on them as well. We have to coach better. Guys, he was also very upset about the officiating there late in the first half with that field goal. And I talked to Dave Doeren heading off the field. He talked about Brennan Armstrong playing a little injured. You guys had been saying that in the first half. Hasn't seemed to bother him, so we'll continue to keep an eye on it, guys.
Pistol for Armstrong with Concepcion, who gets the carry to the right side, and will pick up 8, almost 9 on first down. DJ Jones playing for the injured Elijah Hussey in the Carolina secondary shoves him out of bounds.
And a continuation in the second half here with what we saw in the first half. In the backfield, Concepcion, and they hand it to him on an outside stretch play, picks up 8 yards.
NC State saw Carolina possess the ball, or NC State had the ball 22 minutes and 17 seconds, Tim, of that first half. Here is Armstrong shooting it across the field. Keon Lassane the catch. He'll slip down shy of midfield at the 49. Another Wolfpack first down.
A good play design. It's just a move the pocket play action, boot, get Armstrong on the move. Left-handed quarterback moving left, good accurate throw to Lassane.
Yep. And all of a sudden, the Wolfpack doesn't look like it's missed a beat, does it? From the first half. They scored on all 6, technically, of their first half possessions now that we've had the rewrite on the field goal. Mims in the backfield here with Armstrong. That's Rooks in motion. And the big back, Delbert Mims, is pulled down by Kamen Rucker. Grabbed him by the waist and slung him down for a loss of 1, did the Butcher. Wolfpack seemed pretty content to just huddle along, hold the football, and keep it away from the Tar Heels as much as possible. Snap to Armstrong. Quick throw, near side. This is Collins, the Clemson transfer. And Dakari Collins brought down by Marcus Allen. It'll be a first down to the Carolina 40 on a 13-yard throw.
Similar play that we saw towards the end of the second half, and it's just a hitch route by Collins, and once again being guarded by Marcus Allen. And watch Allen at the top. Footing has been a huge issue tonight for Carolina.
Yep. So a first down here for NC State. Concepcion in the barrel of the pistol with Armstrong. And here's the give to the freshman. Working to the right side. He'll turn the corner. He's got 10, 15, about 18 yards on first down. Marcus Allen, the tackle of Kevin Concepcion.
And how about the offensive line for NC State? Just everybody, just look at the movement that these guys get. Outside zone. Look at the Concepcion's 4 yards past the line of scrimmage before he really makes a cut. You know, and this is not an offensive line that, you know, has had a year, you know, that you typically see out of some of these NC State offensive lines. They've kind of struggled right there, not so much.
First and 10 outside the 21. Mims spinning away and runs right into Don Chapman, the senior safety, who's down in the box for the Tar Heels. So second down coming up, and the Wolfpack is closing in on 400 yards of total offense here early in the third. You see Mitchell come in. He's a tight end. They're changing the packaging as Concepcion comes back as well, along with Raphael, I think. There's Mitchell. Walk-on tight end from Concord, North Carolina. And here's Concepcion with the inverted wishbone. Low snap from McMahon. And KC can't get going that time. Cedric Gray makes the stop. Third and long next for the Wolfpack.
You know, and you wonder if there's something else off of that, Wes. It's the second time we've seen that look where Concepcion starts under center. Armstrong and shotgun. They motion Armstrong out. Concepcion kind of takes the snap with that look in the backfield, and you have to think that there's maybe something coming off of that with Brennan Armstrong later.
He has thrown for a score, has KC. Armstrong on the third and long play. Lob for the end zone. Collins there. Caught it. Dakari Collins and an NC State touchdown. This is some kind of throw and catch here.
It is. One of the criticisms of Brennan Armstrong early in the season is the ball wasn't being spread around to different playmakers. But tonight we've seen a number of guys come up with big catches. This time it was Dakari Collins' turn.
Narveson for the point after. 7 possessions, 7 scores for NC State tonight. The kick is good.
Brennan Armstrong sees it. You got an all-out pressure inside, and then man across the board will take your shot, your best matchup. He chooses the press coverage at the bottom of the screen and throws an absolute strike. As the Wolfpack continue.
NC State 33, Carolina 7. 7 possessions and 7 scores tonight for the Wolfpack. And Hardy will signal for the fair catch. And Carolina will start from its 25. And the Tar Heel offense has had one bright, shining moment, and that was a 4-play, 75-yard drive in the waning stages of quarter 2. But outside of that, been a hard night. And the NC State defense has had a lot to do with it. Carolina has 123 yards of offense. They come in averaging 514. First in the ACC and third nationally. Jones, a diving catch out at the 31 for a pickup of 6. And J.J. Jones has been the highlight receiver for Carolina. 3 catches, 46 yards. Marion Hampton can't get going. The run pursuit tonight by the red shirts has been terrific, Tim, and that's Peyton Wilson there.
I mean, they just haven't been able to run the football at all.
Yep.
You know, I think, and that's prevented Carolina from getting first downs, which has prevented them from trying to get into some type of tempo and go fast because you need to pick up the first down.
NC State's allowed 89 yards a game in the last 9. Their total number 102.5, third in the ACC, 16th nationally coming in. Tonight, Carolina's got just 63 yards after that, and here goes Maye taking off. Flag thrown behind the play. Drake Maye breaks free. 30, 25, 20, and he'll ease out of bounds ahead of Aiden White around the 15, but this may be coming back.
It is coming back for a hold. I think they're going to get Willie Lampkin.
Personal foul. Legal hands to the face. Defense, number 1. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Davin Vann. Hands to the face, and meanwhile, Drake Maye takes off.
Wow, it was interesting. And that's a good call there. You see the hand up on Spencer Rolland. I thought inside. Look at Willie Lampkin. It actually looks like C.J. Clark maybe just slips and falls, and Lampkin just lays on top of him. It's a big break for Carolina.
56-yard run by Maye. Add the penalty to it. Throws for Copenhagen. Incomplete on first down. Sean Brown. We have not called Brown's name tonight. And interesting because Chip Lindsey was talking about Brown and Wilson as kind of being the back-end keys of the 3-3-5 for Tony Gibson.
I think part of the reason we haven't called their names is they've been on the field that much.
Yeah, good point. Here's Maye on second down. He'll keep it to the left side. Drake inside the 5 to the 1. Big lick from Boykin. It'll be third and goal.
And I think 33-7, I think you got to go for it. I think it's 4-down territory if you don't get it on third down here.
Tar Heels right at the line. Maye going to dodge to the left and fall into the end zone. So Drake Maye's got his 9th rushing score of the year. And the Tar Heels take the opening possession of the second half and put some points on the board.
And I think Carolina's going to go for 2. Not sure what the chart says this early in the third quarter, but when you're down 20, just trying to chip away at it any way you can.
Trail by 20. It says go for 1, the old school chart does. Carried this around for a long time to use it right now, Hasselbeck. And now we get Adam Savoy talking to Drake Maye, but the play clock. Reset to 25 for the 2-point try here. Snap to Maye. Wolfpack brings 3. Pumps. Drake will run for the far pylon and score. There's a marker down. And now a flag is thrown after Maye spiked the ball, scoring on the 2-point play.
So I think we're going to get a hold on Copenhagen, and then I think we're going to get a foul on Maye for spiking the football. Which means I think we're going to look at your chart, Wes, and
Mac Brown's going to
kick the extra point.
That's it. He's going to follow the card. Not go off script.
So there are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, number 81, 10-yard penalty. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10, his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will also be enforced. We'll replay the try.
Also, we're going to back up Burnett on the kick. So now all of a sudden, you're going to have in the ballpark of a 48-yard extra point. Well, 44-yard extra point. Changes your percentages a little. Burnett's hit a 48-yarder at Pitt. This is 44 for the point. And Burnett's kick is good. So Drake Maye, a 56-yard keeper, and then all of a sudden, a couple of yards here on the dive, and Martino's our producer, Bob Frattaroli, our director, and Can't say enough about the wonderful men and women that have been a part of our ACC Network primetime crew this year. A real joy to work with these folks week in and week out to bring you Atlantic Coast Conference football. And no return for Lassane. Remember, Julian Gray, Tim, is out of the lineup for NC State tonight, and Gray is one of the premier kickoff returners in the country. In fact, Gray came into the ball game second in the ACC, 7th nationally, averaging about 28 yards a return. So special teams without Julian Gray tonight, not stemming the tide of what NC State's been doing, but of note for sure. So 7 possessions, 7 scores for Dave Doeren's team as they take over at their 25. Mims will start with Armstrong on the series. Concepcion's in a slot to the top. And Armstrong to throw. Hit as he does. Loops it for KC. Caught. 45-yard line. Trying to make a move. He'll cross the field. And here he goes. 35, 30, and fumbled the ball. Biggers knocked it loose, and Carolina fell on it at the 22, I believe, inbounds. It looked like Jabari Ritzie fell on the football.
We got a lot going on here. I think we're going to have roughing the passer, which is going to prevent this from being a turnover.
Concepcion had it in plus territory near the 25 of Carolina, and he's hurt.
It was an outstanding throw by Armstrong under pressure. I think they're going to call roughing the passer, I believe, on Atkinson. And then it was incredible hustle by Power Eccles to get down the field to punch the football out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 12. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
So, to your point, the fumble is a thing of the past now.
Great courage, kind of standing in the pocket by Armstrong and getting the ball out to Concepcion.
Boy, Mac Brown is really hot here with this call.
And I got to be honest, unless they're saying he drove him into the ground, he's not leading with the crown of his helmet. His helmet is off to the side. It's his shoulder in the midsection. I don't believe that's roughing the passer.
Ball will be at the 40-yard line. There's Bo Atkinson. And now we have whistle blow. We have
The previous play is under further review.
So now under review. We'll step aside at Carter Finley Stadium back after this. On the passer.
No, roughing the passer is going to stay. That's not reviewable, but the ball that was fumbled goes out of bounds before it's possessed by Ritzie. So the ball's going to be...
After further review, the offensive player fumbled the ball at the 30-yard line, which then went forward and out of bounds. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the 30-yard line with an automatic first down.
So that's why you're reviewing it. Ritzie didn't possess it in bounds. Ritzie was touching out of bounds as he was trying to gather the football. So you're going to see the roughing at the beginning here, which, I got to be honest, I don't think is roughing. But Concepcion catches the football. He takes off. When he fumbles this football at the 30-yard line and now is going forward, Ritzie tries to recover it, but he's touching out of bounds before he possesses it. So rather than the penalty being from the original line of scrimmage, it is now from the end of the play, which is basically the 30-yard line where he fumbled plus 15 yards because of the roughing.
And now Concepcion will draw up as the quarterback. And he will keep it left side. Trying to get a block here at the corner and out of bounds around the 5. So it ends up being a 54-yard pass, roughly less than 54 plus the 15 on the penalty. Because the ball was fumbled around the 30 and then the 15 yards fit nicely half the distance. And now all of a sudden it's second and short. It was a 45-yard pass, and then so 60 yards total by the time you mark the penalty off.
And I'm pretty sure that who's on first? Wes, is that what you said?
Concepcion's got 176 yards of total offense so far. And here's the handoff to Mims. And the big fella will drive into the end zone. Touchdown, NC State. Eight possessions, 8 touchdowns.
And Mims has been the short yardage power back, and now NC State, I don't know what your chart says, Wes, up 25, but they're going for 2.
My chart stops at 20. 39-14. You know, nobody's got the card anymore. It's on an iPad. You know, that's on some sort of tablet, right?
Whatever it is, I think it's going to be something creative as we see Porter Rooks kind of hiding in the hip of the right tackle.
Yep. Armstrong in the 2-point try after the Mims touchdown. Brennan to the end zone and incomplete there. Trying to get it to Juice Vereen. But Mims nonetheless gets the score. And it's his 8th rushing score of the year.
It's a really nice cut, too, because Kamen Rucker comes flying in. It's kind of slicing underneath his original path. It's a good job of bouncing it, and then good strength on the finish by Mims to take Giovanni Biggers into the end zone.
Yep. So Mims, the touchdown run. You see the total yardage and the differential now. And the time of possession, by the way, is almost 18 minutes now in favor of the Wolfpack.
Man, that's been a thing.
Yep.
You know, for Carolina, is the time of possession. I think a lot of coaches look at that as a number that is a key factor in games against the Tar Heels.
Brennan Armstrong has now 12 games of 300 yards or more passing. And coming into the ball game tonight, he had thrown for 5. I think you and Dave O'Brien did the Carolina-Virginia game when he threw for 554 in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, he went
back
off
in 2021. And Will Hardy will ask for a fair catch. Carolina will scrimmage from its 25. Don't forget, championship weekend starts next Friday here on ACC Network, live from Uptown Charlotte. ACC Huddle starts our coverage at 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, Mark Packer, Taylor Tannenbaum, and a cast of thousands. Tim, you going to join in the Pack and Taylor? Why not, right?
They're inviting thousands.
Yeah. And then coverage at 6 with the Huddle. Command Center has coverage on the network during the championship game on ABC, and then post-game with Kelsey and the gang from Bank of America Stadium. And looking forward to a fantastic environment next Saturday night in Charlotte. Off the 25, Maye launches, and that's caught. Grabbed by Bryson Nesbitt out near midfield for Carolina on the first play.
Nesbitt's been quiet for them. I mean, everyone kind of offensively has been quiet for them, but Nesbitt's a guy that they really treat him as a slot receiver. Need to get him the football.
And Hampton, who's had a hard night at the office, just took a massive shot. Amari and Hampton got to midfield and not much more.
Well, and Jalen Scott playing downhill, one of the biggest hits of the night.
Yep. Maye pumped it, now trying to get through. Oh, my goodness, he scooped it out to Hampton, who will get the first down, I believe, to the Wolfpack 42. Caden Fordham was there for NC State.
And we've seen Drake do that a few times where we've seen a chest pass, we've seen left-handed passes, able to get that one out.
Maye on first down. Going to shoot it down the field and incomplete. Looking for J.J. Jones at the 10. Let's go back to the little shovel pass for Amari and Hampton as Jones is slow to his feet.
And I wasn't sure that Drake wasn't down. He slips again. He does get that football out, but man, the footing has been an issue seemingly all night for the Tar Heels.
J.J. Jones is over to the Tar Heel bench area. British Brooks has come in for Carolina. Blitz coming from the pack. Maye will just heave it toward the near side. Walker, the closest Tar Heel. Aiden White was there defending. And it looked like Sean Brown was peeling in with Peyton Wilson. And all of a sudden, 3rd and the full 10 for Carolina off the Wolfpack 42. And
that's not a good sign for Carolina because J.J. Jones has been one of the more productive offensive players tonight.
Yep, been their best receiver for sure. Tim, 2-down territory in the mid-3rd here.
Yeah.
3rd and 10, State bringing the house again. Maye shoots it middle of the field. That's caught. Right along the hash mark at the near side. Bryson Nesbitt flags that down. And is he going to have the first or not here?
I'm not sure he's going to have the first, but he's under pressure, and obviously Peyton Wilson puts a good lick on him. They give him the first down. Good throw under pressure by Maye, but making it tough sledding for sure.
Maye shoots it over the top of Gavin Blackwell, who's on the field. Blackwell did not play last week at Clemson. You've got to go back to Minnesota to find the last catch for the Tar Heels, number 2, and that's the freshman Doc Chapman on the field wearing 0. So now Walker's had a tough night. Jones is shaken up. No Nate McCollum tonight, Tim.
And Nesbitt's not on the field right now. It's like it's Copenhaver.
Yep. With British Brooks in the backfield, a little shovel pass to Brooks. Trying to ride some blockers inside the 25. Brooks down near the 20. It'll be another Carolina first down. Jalen Scott's tackle stops the play.
And that's a good changeup. You know, part of the thing is you get into these situations where it's just drop back, drop back, drop back. Getting it in the screen game can help keep your quarterback from being under too much pressure.
Copenhaver couldn't come up with a diving throw in the end zone.
That's why I said Nesbitt not being in the lineup right now. It's leading him a little bit inside. It would have been a great catch, but those are some of the plays that Nesbitt typically makes.
Copenhaver, of course, had 2 touchdown catches on opening night in Charlotte. Has added 1 more to his quiver. Has one tonight for his 4th of the year. 2nd and 10. Maye. Here's Walker at the 10, the 5, and Tez Walker. Did he break the line for the touchdown? Sean Brown the hit, and no signal yet. Now a touchdown's been awarded to the Tar Heels and Tez Walker.
Well, it's great effort by Tez Walker. Good job of finding him underneath by Drake Maye. All kinds of room to run afterwards. And then there was a big collision there by Brown. And I think that was Peyton Wilson. Ball came out, but then it's recovered, I think, in the end zone by Tez, unless that knee was down before the ball came out.
Walker did recover the loose change.
I think maybe on that initial hit, Walker's knee was down, which looks like that's what they're ruling.
So it is 1st and goal. Here's Maye under duress, breaks away from one, pursuit, now throws, and incomplete. Copenhaver was the intended receiver. Jalen Scott was in the backfield, and Carolina will miss on the 2-point play. So it was a touchdown for Tez Walker, and then Carolina went for 2. So that's what happened. So the Walker touchdown is a 10-play, 75-yard drive in 2:10. And with 5:44 to go in the 3rd, it remains a 19-point game on Drake Maye's 3rd touchdown, responsible for tonight on the pass to Walker. And let's go back to the Walker catch.
Yeah, I'm somewhat confused by this. Brown hits him here. I think Tez, his knee is down, and then he gets hit by Peyton Wilson, and then that ball comes out.
Right.
So I think he was actually down before the fumble.
Correct.
There's the hit, and let's see if this ball is loose. His knee is down before that ball is loose.
Here's an onside kick, and the Wolfpack going to come up with it. It's Anthony Smith who scoops up Liam Boyd's onside try at the Carolina 44. And now Carolina has the ball, or NC State has the ball in Carolina's 44-yard line with 5:43 to go in the third. And here is Brennan Armstrong, who's having a whale of a night. He's got 326 yards and 3 touchdowns on 20 of 28. Raphael and Poole in the backfield, and this is Kendrick Raphael, who picks up about 4 on first down. So Tez Walker gets the Carolina touchdown, and in the process, his 7th touchdown catch of the year, which is the Tar Heel lead.
Kind of a unique sequence there. I thought he was down. Thought the officials ruled that he was down. Didn't know that was a 2-point play, to be honest with you.
No question.
Kind of shocked that it wasn't stopped and looked at. And
here is Armstrong. Throw here to the near side. And that's Coit making the grab.
Now, this is a big sequence right here. 3rd and 1. But Carolina needs to find ways to come up with stops. Clearly, they have not done that all night. And here comes the big package for NC State with Isaiah Shirley coming onto the field and an extra tight end, Reed Mitchell.
Now, this Isaiah Shirley is from Boone, North Carolina at 6'3", 275 pounds. The Saint in motion. Here goes Armstrong, right behind Isaiah Shirley, and I don't think he got it. Cedric Gray and Stick Lane made the stop for the Tar Heels.
And Armstrong took a big hit.
Wow, look at the side.
Just going basically, quarterback power. He tries to bounce it a little bit. Good pursuit, and then just kind of driven to the ground as obviously his head picks up a little turf as well.
Yep. So 4th and short. State will work from the shotgun. They're 8 of 13 on 4th down this year. Mims is with Armstrong, and now we got procedure on the Wolfpack, perhaps. Carolina thinks so.
False start, offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Timothy McKay, the right guard, with just a bit of a flinch. Just watch him here after they come in motion. That flinch right there, and now it certainly takes you out of going for it. It's a pretty good break for Carolina.
And for the first time tonight, we see Caden Noonkester to punt. And Will Hardy, without Elijah Huzzy in the lineup, signals for the fair catch and will make it at the 9. So 3:28 to play in the third, and Carolina trailing by a 39-20 score. And while we change possession, how about tonight's Gatorade fueling performance? I got an idea. How about KC Concepcion?
Well, he's fueled the offense for sure. They started off early getting him the football and done it a bunch of ways, playing in the slot, running an inside slant, running him out into the flat from motion, handed him the ball in the backfield. And I think some people say, well, why don't you double him? It's hard to double him when you don't know where he's going to line up.
Here's May off the 9, shooting for Walker. Or Jones, beg your pardon, and the hit made by Battle on J.J. Jones, who's still down. So Carolina starting off its 9, and J.J. Jones shaken up.
And he takes a pretty good shot by Battle right in the back. Jones, who was a little shaken up on the previous drive, which is why we were seeing some of the reserve receivers. Like maybe that left arm.
Yep. And Taylor, what'd you get?
Well, J.J. Jones heading straight back to the tent now, that left arm hanging, and he's obviously in pain. He was in there for the entire NC State offensive drive before that, came out just before the Heels took the field, tried to give it a go again, but after that hit, looks like he's going to be evaluated once again, guys.
Okay. It's been a gutty performance by J.J. Jones tonight. And now Carolina with 1st and 10 at its 20. Here's Maye shooting for Copenhagen. The catch out of bounds at the Tar Heel 45.
Part of what's happened, because Carolina has created some first downs, they've been able to get tempo, and I think that's helped them protect Drake Maye a little bit better.
Yep. The run game, though, Tim, has gone nowhere tonight. They've got 128 rushing yards. Most of it belongs to Maye. A pump and go, and thrown away from Blackwell. Only guy in the neighborhood for Drake Maye, who's now 50% on 24 tries, 173 and 2 scores. NC State not only has been electric on offense tonight, they delivered the goods defensively too.
For sure, and Peyton Wilson's been one of those guys.
Yep, here's a shovel pass trying to get Hampton going, and he'll pick up a couple. Now it's 3rd and maybe 7. Davin Vann, the stop for the Wolfpack.
And I think now at this point, especially when you're around midfield, I think you just got to get some of it back, go for it on 4th down.
Here's Maye. He will hold and now throw to Copenhagen, and a 1st down at the Wolfpack 40. And Davin Vann is going to be down behind the play. The big number 1 of the Wolfpack shaken up. Their leader in sacks and hurries shaken up on the play here as Carolina's moved it to just inside NC State's 40 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, and it was pressure from Vann. I think that initially made Drake Maye climb in the pocket and thought he might take off and run, but was able to find Copenhagen. And Davin Vann has been, see him, here's Vann right here. He's been a really good player here at NC State. Goes with that rip move, and kind of his climb in the pocket, I think, helped.
And they're going to get him to his feet. Isaiah Moore, of course, was the leader of the Wolfpack defense a year ago, wore number 1. Davin Vann, you get number 1 here, you're a captain, you're considered one of those guys, and he's been that this year for Dave Doeren and Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator.
He really has, and then kind of thrown across his body is Maye. And I almost wonder if that was being looked at, that hit from Peyton Wilson right after the catch from Copenhagen.
1st and 10. They fake the reverse, and British Brooks goes nowhere. Going to lose 6 on the play, 5 for sure. We'll see where they spot it. Carolina going to hurry up, though, and get ready for 2nd and long here.
And that was going to be a flea flicker, and I just think they didn't feel good about the exchange because they had receivers down the field running routes.
Yep. Maye climbs again. Kind of knocked away as he threw toward Gavin Blackwell, and it was Red Hibbler who leads the Wolfpack with Vann in sacks, closing on Drake Maye.
And by closing on him, I think he put enough pressure on him that he affected the throw from Maye. Watch as Maye climbs, trying to get this off. He's right. I don't know that Maye really was able to throw the ball that he wanted to because of the pressure from Hibbler.
Hibbler's only had a couple tackles in the last 4 games, but he's around the quarterback a lot for this State defense. Maye on a straight drop, Walker on a cut, flags everywhere as Tez Walker is brought down at the 26 by Boykin.
And there's going to be offensive pass interference on a pick by Nesbitt to get Tez Walker free on the under route.
Pass interference, offense number 18, 15-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
So here, this little pick here to get Tez coming underneath, it just ends up being kind of too obvious. You know, you can't lean into him, and I don't think he really needed to do it since he was going underneath Nesbitt. And now, I mean, what are we at? 3rd and 30.
Yeah.
Really what you need to do is just try to get a chunk of it back to at least give yourself something to think about on 4th down.
NC State's got 3 guys 20 yards or more off the line of scrimmage. You know, slip it to Brooks, try to ride his blockers across midfield. There's Wilson out of the air to take him down at the Wolfpack 49.
And look at the ground that Peyton Wilson covers. My goodness. He is so fast. He just plays with so much speed. At 6'4", just covers so much ground. You think you've got a good pickup, and then boom, here comes number 11 flying from the middle of the field.
You know, we were told earlier in the year about the 10,000 yards he would cover in a game. I believe it when you watch him.
I think the most, I mean, how hard he plays is amazing, but the fact that he plays that hard, having been what he's been through injury-wise, is even more incredible.
So now with 13 seconds to go, a punt that's fair caught by Coit inside the 15 at the 13. Look at it like this. Tonight's his 36th start. He's probably going to have 400 career tackles tonight. And the thing that he has beyond the stats is the respect, not just of his football program, but of his coaches. Dave Doeren says he commands over our roster. Usually you have a guy who's an alpha on defense and one on offense, right, Tim?
Yeah.
Rarely do you have a guy that touches everybody. This guy does. Armstrong in the pack from the 13. And Casey Concepcion taken down, maybe for a loss here. And that will get us to the end of the 3rd. NC State trying to beat Carolina have helped stake the Wolfpack to a 19-point lead. And Kendrick Raphael hurdles a guy, and he'll be about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down. And 3rd down will be the next snap for the Wolfpack. Stick Lane made the tackle for Carolina, and it is a 3-touchdown difference for Mack Brown's Tar Heels. And NC State will huddle and burn clock accordingly, Tim, I think. Armstrong brings Raphael into the backfield. There's Gray, the linebacker. There's Concepcion in motion. And they'll loop it incomplete. Kendrick Raphael dropped it. Stick Lane was right there, and NC State's going to go 3 and out. Second time in as many possessions for Dave Doeren's team.
Well, and because of where this happens, just a drop. It's good play design. They get Raphael open. He makes that catch. He's probably going to get the first down before Stick Lane's going to be able to get him to the ground. And now should be decent field position for Carolina.
Will Hardy, who's been fair catching most of the punts here tonight. And the punt from Noonkester is a short one. It will check up around the 45 and bounce around at the 42, and that's where Carolina will get started. A minute old in the 4th quarter, Taylor.
Wes, you mentioned that NC State 3-touchdown lead. Well, if you thought that would chill out the very intense Wolfpack defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, you thought wrong. I just heard him in the huddle a few minutes ago to his defense. He said, quote, "No time to play timid, be aggressive. I'm going to keep pressuring. Don't be scared." In true Tony Gibson fashion.
Oh, my goodness.
He's done a great job with this defense. I think the guys love playing for him. He does. He'd stay aggressive, and I don't think that's going to stop now. He brings the corner on this one.
Here's May, hit as he throws, and it's caught. At the 43-yard line, that's Bryson Nesbitt. Boy, Drake Maye got blasted when he cut it loose by Shaheem Battle.
Well, Tony Gibson wasn't lying. They bring the corner from the bottom of the screen who drills Drake in the back, and then Nesbitt just works the in cut.
May the pump, wanted to come back here. Now we'll throw toward Hampton, incomplete. Let's go back to the play before the incomplete ball to Hampton here.
What I mean, they end up disguising this well, and they bring Battle, who probably fortunate that they don't flag him for hitting with the crown of his helmet.
So the ball at the 43. Here's Brooks in the backfield with May. And British will make the catch, and then guess who? 11 was there, and so was Devon Betty for the Wolfpack. Wilson and Betty. Peyton Wilson now with 11 tackles. 23rd game with double figures in that department in his incredible Wolfpack career. Third and 7. May thought about it, tucks and runs. First down to the state 32. Drake Maye's well over 100 yards of rushing. Throw that one on the
Yeah, he has run the ball well. This is a designed quarterback draw. He just gives a little pump fake to it and then follows Ed Montelis for the first down.
Throw, Copenhagen the catch, and another Carolina first down to the 19.
And we've seen NC State play soft a few times. That's why they went with the quarterback draw and then playing so far off of Copenhagen that Drake was just able to spit the ball out to him.
Wolfpack runs some freshmen on the field. Carolina's got Nesbitt, Jones, and Copenhagen to the left. Walker to the right. The throw for Tez Walker. Intercepted. Peyton Wilson.
Tez Walker's running a slant and kind of oozes inside to it. See how he just kind of stops? And that allows Aiden White to close on it, gets his hand in there. And not all that different than some plays we've seen earlier this year because of hustle to the football. Peyton Wilson's there to collect the tip.
Second turnover of the night for Carolina. Peyton Wilson had a pick 6 against Clemson. And now has his 6th career interception. In what is his final home game? This is Concepcion. Off the first down snap at the 16. Tackled by Stick Lane. Hard night for Tez Walker.
It really has been. And he's been the explosive big play guy, and they just really haven't been able to connect tonight. You got to give credit to NC State defensively for their plan.
Boy, Concepcion looks...
Yeah, he's going to deserve a cold tub.
Maybe 2, right? Cold tub on a cold night. Mims in the backfield. That's Rooks in motion. And Delbert Mims will fall across the 20. Toward the 23. That'll leave 3 for a first down. And 4 minutes gone here in the 4th. And Concepcion is back out on the field. Youngster out of Charlotte. Dave Doeren said you cannot qualify his impact on this team. Here's Armstrong, and caught, and a flag down on the ball for Bradley Rosner. That would be a first down if the play stands at the 28-yard line.
I think we're going to get pass interference, basically setting a pick.
Pass interference, offense, number 4. Penalty is half, but this is the goal. Third down.
Quarter Rooks.
Rooks is trying to basically set a screen for Concepcion and really didn't need to do it. It's not where the ball went.
Right. ball will go back to the 12. And it is 3rd and 15. 14 roughly. Here's Mims. And that goes nowhere. Tamari Fox wrapped him up. NC State's going to punt the ball here.
In a 3-possession game, you're getting the football back inside 9.5 minutes. You probably now are looking at these are your final 3 possessions.
Yep. NC State, by my count, Tim, that is 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Wolfpack. Hardy stands at the 48 to wait on Noonkesтер's punt. It's a good one. Hardy will signal for and make the fair catch, backing up around the Carolina 40. 19-point lead for the Wolfpack. ESPN app. So Carolina trailing 19 with 9:06 to play. Starts from its 39. And Maye being pressured, sacked by Wilson. The ball came out, and it looked like Lampkin fell on it, but a marker down on the play, and Drake Maye shaken up.
We're going to have an illegal shift on offense. And Drake might be injured.
Yep.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 players moving and never reset prior to the snap. Penalty is declined. It's 2nd down.
Back to Raleigh in a moment.
Timeout for an injury.
Injury. Another look here, Tim.
Well, it was Copenhaver trying to block Peyton Wilson, which on a pass rush is probably not what you want. I think the ball is down, and I just think it, that ankle as Peyton Wilson was coming in from behind him. I would be shocked if Drake Maye doesn't bring himself back out onto the field.
Yep. Redshirt freshman Connor Harrell from Alabaster, Alabama is going to check in. 5th time Harrell's played this year. Terrific high school prospect. 2-time state champion at Thompson High School. 39 touchdowns and 70% completion as a senior. And Hampton straight ahead got 2.5 before he took a big lick from Peyton Wilson. And on the night he plays his final home game, Wilson is going to empty the tank. You can count on that.
Well, and Tony Gibson emptying it as well, brought all-out pressure on that 2nd and long, and would actually expect him to play coverage here on 3rd and long.
Snap to Harrell, and sacked he is. That is Red Hibbler.
Hibbler just uses a speed rush on Spencer Rolland. The right side of your screen, he's just coming up the field and just able to get the edge quickly. Rolland, who just has a hard time getting out of his stance, and no shot for Harrell.
So now 4th and plenty. And McGinnis will punt. Coit at the 30. And he'll be tackled back at the 27, and a flag will be thrown. I think Carolina got a face mask. Based on the way that play kind of unfolded at the point of the tackle. Busy night for Adam Savoie and his crew. The long snapper, Drew Little, might have been involved here. Let's see.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, number 0 of the kicking team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down, timeout.
It was Drew Little who grabbed the face mask. Timeout in Raleigh.
Maye went into the injury tent over here on the UNC sideline. You saw him over there working with Heels head athletic trainer Luke Ross. They went in there together, and just a few moments ago, Drake came back out with that left ankle all the way taped up. Looks like he may give it a go here to end the game, which could be his final game in a UNC uniform, guys.
Wolfpack takes over at their 42. Mims joins Armstrong in the backfield. Been a terrific night for Brennan Armstrong. KC Concepcion's first night in the State Carolina game's been phenomenal. Atkinson the stop on Mims after a pickup of 3.
I think it's been a great job of Robert and I calling this football game, and we'll continue to build on some of the creative stuff they've done throughout the year, getting Concepcion the football, but also getting other guys involved. And I think helping Brennan Armstrong be a little bit more productive in the passing game, spreading the football around.
Yep. Concepcion drifting into the backfield. Armstrong will hand to Mims. And Tamari Fox and Javari Ritchie lock him down, but not before he reaches the 48. Well, and all of a sudden, out of the fray, Mims came out of there. Dylan McMahon, the center, trying to get Delbert out of there, and everything seems to be okay and square now. The winner of this game, Tim, when we started the night, was going to have a chance to win 10 in the regular season, because they're going to, neither team obviously going to Charlotte next week. They're both going to have postseason games. And for NC State, they're trying to win 10 for the first time since 2002. When that Wolfpack team actually won more than 10. Here's Armstrong, and this is Lassane, and he'll get the first down to the Carolina 46. Well drawn, Kamen Rucker made the stop with Stick Lane.
Well drawn is right, because they motion Concepcion out of the backfield, and then he ends up being the lead blocker as they get Lassane the football on a little wide receiver screen.
That ball at the 46, 5.5 to go. And NC State on the verge now of their 3rd straight win against Carolina. The last 2 had been in dramatic fashion. This one tonight was emphatic when the Wolfpack scored on their first 8 possessions of the ball game. They scored on all 6 in the first half, the first 2 in the second half.
And that's what I mean about the plan. When you're that successful offensively, it means the plan coming into the game was a good plan, and then the players were able to execute the plan at a high level. And this was an offense. We had them against Duke.
Yeah.
They scored 3 points, and it was at the very beginning of the game. I think the way this team has stuck together has been really impressive.
Here's Armstrong. Mims going to the left. And he'll break the 45 to the 43. It'll be 3rd down from there. Tackle made. Bo Atkinson out front for Carolina. Well, and Dave Doeren is also going to win, Tim, against Carolina for the 7th time in 11 tries.
Well, and I was about to say, when you think of the job that Dave Doeren has done, talk about that, winning rivalry games, they mean a lot. But for a team that, had to make a quarterback change and then make another quarterback change, the 2 running backs leave the program, the way that it's been held together has been impressive.
Yep. 3rd down. Armstrong wants to throw, and he'll be sacked. Almost went down under the pressure of Amari Gaynor, who got him first, and then by the time he staggered Armstrong, help arrived from his mates.
Armstrong was thinking he was going to get a big play because Carolina wasn't lined up correctly defensively, but by being out of position, it took away the throwing lane.
Yep. Timeout, 3:42 to go. NC State right here on ACC Network and always available on the ESPN app. Noonkester will send it toward Hardy, who asks for and makes the fair catch. Carolina is going to scrimmage from its 13, and time for our Bojangles Big Bo moment. And in his final home game at Carter Finley in his 34th season as the voice of the Wolfpack, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Hahn.
And they fake to Mims. Armstrong fires in the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Wolfpack. KC Concepcion in the middle of the end zone. And they're coming on a full blitz. Armstrong throwing the fade. Left corner end zone. It is caught by Collins. He hung on. Oh, my goodness. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
Congratulations to Gary Hahn, who, Tim, 34 years ago was hired here to replace the legendary Wally Osley as the voice of the Wolfpack. And Wally Osley was the voice of generations of Wolfpack fans. And in 34 years, Gary Hahn has done a first-class, first-rate job for the Wolfpack fans. And at 72, he said, I'm got some few other things I want to do, and I've had my time. And he's just a first-class guy and a wonderful gentleman. We wish him all the best. And congratulations on having a night here for your final football game at Carter Finley with a terrific night for NC State.
Absolutely. What a game.
Yep.
It's a call for these Wolfpack fans.
Oh, my gosh. And he and the great Johnny Evans with Tony Haynes, and they got a terrific statistician who's done it for years, Howard Baum. It's just a solid, solid broadcast. And congratulations to Gary. Here is British Brooks. Carolina with a second down play will pick up a first down with 2:28 to play, and down 19 now. British Brooks, who had a heck of a night here 2 years ago, and before the theatrics of Emeka Emezi late won it for the Wolfpack. And now Maye underneath again to Brooks, and Peyton Wilson makes the tackle at the 45. Wilson, who had a career high 16 tackles against Miami. He has 8 games with 10 or more this season. He had 16 against Miami this year, and there's Nesbitt, and almost or was intercepted. The deflection comes away, and Devin Boykin has got his 4th career interception and his 3rd of the year.
It's another tip ball that ends up in the hands for Wolfpack defender, and Dave Doeren with some hugs to some players, and to Tony Gibson for the job that they've done defensively tonight.
And Drake Maye is going to have a 3-turnover night, a fumble and 2 interceptions.
And this one, kind of high and behind Nesbitt, probably should make the play, but tips and overthrows in the middle of the field.
How about this?
Typically turn into interceptions.
Bishop Fitzgerald or Devin Boykin. One of them had it, and it was Boykin. And the Wolfpack are going to go to 9-3, winners of 5 straight and 6 of 7 to close the season, with a postseason date and a win that would get them to 10 for the first time in 21 years. And now they've got 100 seconds to burn to that 9th win. And how about Brennan Armstrong tonight, Tim?
I mean, you know, and Dave Doeren told us, he said to Brennan, he said, I don't know how this is going to go after he benched him. I don't know how this is going to go, but I love being around you. And I think, you know, making Brennan feel like he was still a part of the program, that he was still appreciated, I think means a lot in terms of when you get your opportunity again to come back and play well, which he certainly has done.
And here is Mims breaking free and can't keep his feet. He'll fall shy of the 45-yard line.
And that should do it.
Yep. Carolina now has lost 4 of their last 6. And they've been held without 20 points in consecutive games, Tim, for the first time since 2018. Been a span of 70 games since the Tar Heel team has failed to score 20 or more in consecutive games. And Carolina will have a postseason date somewhere. And here is Armstrong to touch a knee. And NC State has now won 3 straight and 6 of the last 8 from North Carolina. What a night for Kevin Concepcion, Brennan Armstrong, and Dave Doeren. And NC State. Because, Tim, at 3-2, this could have gone either way after 5 weeks.